Okay, well, I'm in a hotel right now in Geneva. So we have now done our two sort of bigger cities in Switzerland. Um, and I have to say, I think both of us were a bit disappointed, particularly in Zurich. I think both of us sort of had a grand idea of what Switzerland would be, and it wasn't, at least the big cities weren't, you know. Um, so Adam's showering and trying to disturb things as usual. Um, but yeah, it was Zurich was our first sort of letdown, really. Like, I mean, it was actually a letdown, you know. I was saying before that Germany wasn't quite what I thought it would be, but it certainly wasn't a letdown. It was still fantastic. The country was still beautiful, and you know, I still loved it. But Zurich was a letdown, and now we're in Geneva, and it's better, but you know, it's still not quite as exciting as I think we thought it would be. What has been nice though is some of the other places that we've been in Switzerland are, you know, I did that the short little vlog from my hostel window in Richtersville. It was fantastic there. It was a tiny little town, 12,000 people, right on the water. You know, just a little village really, and it was fantastic. And I think that was closer to what we thought Switzerland would be like. You know, little towns, and I think the places like Zurich and Geneva we thought would still have that Swiss ideal, you know, that little village place, but somehow it would be intertwined with like a really modern feel, particularly Zurich, and it just wasn't. And then we did a day trip from Zurich to Lucerne, which is you know, still a decent sized city, but you know, fairly small, at least in comparison to Geneva. And it was beautiful. It was fantastic. So Lucerne was better than Zurich. I'd say Lucerne was better than Geneva, and I think Richtersville was better than all of them. We spent today just sort of, I don't know, sort of struggling to think of things to see. And we didn't have very good luck today either. We were going to go to CERN, and because we wanted to see the super collider, but I looked online and they don't give tours of the super collider. That you can tour CERN, you know, because it's sort of a big scientific center, but I'd rather see the super collider. So we had to cross that off our list, and then we went to see the UN, because the UN headquarters for Europe are here in Geneva. And we had a bit of trouble there. We didn't have identification on us, so we couldn't get in right away. But you know, we saw that. And then we walked for probably half an hour or so. We tried to go to a watch museum, and it didn't open until 2, so we walked around for about 45 minutes trying to find this little theater or whatever, and we never found it. And then we went to the watch museum. It was nice. And then after that we found one church, and we never found another one that we wanted to see. So we sort of gave up. We saw like a park or two, and then some statues. I don't know. It seems like this is the first city that we sort of, well, actually this and Zurich, we're sort of struggling to find things to see. Whereas, you know, I can't not reference Poland because I fell so much in love with Poland. But even, you know, Vienna and you know, Budapest and places like that, Prague, you walk around and everything is neat, everything is interesting. But it seems like here you sort of have to search out interesting things. So, but anyway, I'm in a hotel now because when we booked our hostel, they only had yesterday and the day before available. They didn't. I think they probably have beds available now if we wanted to cancel this and then rebook, or if we hadn't gotten the hotel, we could have gotten another night in the hostel. But anyway, it's kind of nice actually, because we went from a hostel setting to our own beds in a private room with our own shower and our own bathroom. It's kind of nice, change of pace. So we have the hotel for tonight, the hostel for 2 days before, and then tomorrow morning we go to Gimmelwald. We will ascend into the Alps, and the Alps are absolutely, I've just seen them from afar and I've gotten some fantastic pictures. But I've never seen mountains like that. I go to school in the mountains of North Carolina, but those are sort of foothills compared to the Alps. They're foothills compared to the Rockies. I'm very excited, and Gimmelwald is a small place, so hopefully it'll have that Swiss feel that I'm looking for. So that's that. So that'll be fun. At the hostel we met a guy from Texas, so we sort of hung out with him a bit, and he was in the military, and he's just doing he's actually following the bike race that's going on in Europe right now. He's sort of going around. I think he's hitting up a couple of the locations that they pass through as they pass through, so it was sort of neat. But anyway, we probably won't be swimming anymore, at least not until we get back into one of the later cities. We won't be swimming in Gimmelwald, but otherwise the water here is fantastic. It's crystal clear. You can see all the way to the bottom, when the water's 20, maybe 30 feet deep. It's fantastic, and it's cold when you get in, but it's one of those things where if you make yourself just go for it, it feels so fantastic and refreshing. We've done that a couple times. We found a nice local spot in Luzern and swam around for a bit. But anyway, that's all I have for now. So onward into the Alps tomorrow, and the adventure continues.